First things first, people don't know what to do. They don't know where the market's going, what's happening. They want somebody confident to take control of them and to guide them. So when you understand that and you understand how to do that, then you're going to get a tremendous amount of business from it.
With all of the changes that are happening in the real estate world, why is this the best time to be a listing agent? That is exactly what we're going to be talking about on today's episode of Vulcan7 Coaches and Mentors. But before we bring on our guest, if you haven't caught up on our previous episodes, make sure to watch them on YouTube or listen to them on your favorite streaming platform. Now, I know that you are probably watching this. You want to be a listing agent. Maybe you're transitioning from being a buyer's agent to a listing agent, or maybe you're a new agent that wants to just kill it with listings. So let's just get right to it. I'm going to go ahead and bring on today's guest, Ophir Adar. So welcome, Ophir.
Thank you for having me. I love it. I love it. Killing it with listings.
Exactly. Yes. So for everyone that's watching that maybe is not familiar with you, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. So I started as a real estate agent in the Sunset Strip of Los Angeles in 2002. And what I realized was at the beginning of my career, I didn't have a lot of success and I wasn't getting a lot of business. And so after about a year, I got into coaching. And when I got into coaching and I started to learn the formulas for success, it translated into me becoming a listing agent very quickly and easily. And within 2 years, becoming the #1 listing agent for all of Keller Williams in California. And I parlayed that into coaching agents and training agents how to be listing agents. I don't train people to be buyer's agents, although we teach them a lot about it. It's about focusing on the sellers. And I've managed now for Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, and Compass. I've managed brand new agents up to $10 million a year agents. Aaron Kerman, all those people were at Compass Beverly Hills when I was the manager there. So Tomer Friedman, some of the top agents you've heard of in the country. And so I know that when agents focus on listings from the beginning, they can easily become a listing agent. And they hear all these things about, no, you got to focus on buyers, you got to do this. I'm here to tell you that when you focus on sellers, you will absolutely get listings. And what you focus on expands, right?
Exactly. Yes. And I love to talk about this because just like you said, we hear it many times, especially from newer agents that get told, you know what, start with buyers because that's going to be easier. And sometimes these agents think, maybe I should start with buyers because listings are hard. So let's say I'm a brand new agent and I say, you know what, Ophir, I heard you on the podcast episode with Loida. So what do I do? So what would be the first step that you walk an agent through?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have literally a blueprint for success, step by step. And so we've created a membership program at Real Momentum so that we have 3 different levels. We have movement, which is the first level, and then momentum, which is the second level. And the third level is mastery. And so the goal is to come from building your business. First, you got to get your CRM set up, your database set up the right way. Then you got to know your numbers, right? Knowing your numbers is so important. And the importance of it for me, for agents, is that they see how little they have to do in order to get the business that they want to get. So in order to make $250,000, $300,000, it's not a lot of effort that's required. It's the focus and the intention, right? And agents are taught to focus on all these different things. And our goal is to keep you focused on a niche, to focus on sellers, and then to ascend you into different programs like geographical farming, expired, for sale by owners, all different ways of speaking with sellers and getting listing appointments. So the first agent I ever coached in Los Angeles made $250,000 his first year. Wow. And that was back in 2007. So it'd be more like $400,000 right now. And it's simply just understanding the technique of how to build connection simply and easily, and then how to have the right follow up and follow through so that you can consistently build your database with sellers and have consistent listing appointments. So you have a pipeline of business and you know where your business is coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, as we're talking, and obviously you said you're out in the Sunset Strip, you're in LA, you're in the heart of Hollywood. Let's say that there's an agent out there there's many agents that say they want to go after luxury listings, and I'm sure you have had plenty of experience with that. So tell us about, getting into the luxury space as a listing agent.
Absolutely. I love that question because that's a lot of what people, I want to break into the luxury
Yeah.
space. So here's the deal, right? Sellers are sellers, right? And buyers are buyers. And so if I'm talking to a seller for $1 million home, or I'm talking to a seller for a $5 million home, my presentation should be the same. I may have slight differences, slight nuances for a $5 million home seller. And at the same time, the formula for success is the same. And what I realized is this: when I got into talking to sellers in Los Angeles, I didn't have listings to talk about. I didn't have all these things to talk about. So what I had to do was make it about the seller, asking questions and digging deeper. And when you do that, I was literally sitting across sellers who were crying. They're like, "You're the first agent that asked me what's important to me. Every other agent came in here and told me how great they were and how much business they had." And so when you do that and you focus on building connection and asking questions and digging deeper, it doesn't matter whether it's a $500,000 seller or $20 million seller. Building connection works across the board with everybody. It's the same.
Exactly. And I want you to touch on mindset, because I know, especially as agents are prospecting, they're getting their leads from Vulcan7. Maybe they see a $10 million expired, or we start to see these high prices that I'm like, oh my gosh, am I good enough for this? So how do you train agents to change that?
Absolutely, Lloyd. I mean, that's exactly where I came from as a new agent. I think that's where every new agent comes from. First of all, you see a lot of these successful agents who are really good, and you start to doubt yourself, you start to question yourself. So that's why mindset is the most important thing. When you're empowered, when you feel confident, then when you're talking to somebody, they feel that as well, right? So our focus is on constantly empowering you, constantly feeding positive things into your mindset, changing the way you're looking at things so you look at them slightly different, and just focusing on building connection. And when you do that, it doesn't matter if it's a $10 million. What you'll find is it doesn't matter if it's a $10 million seller or a $1 million seller. When you know how to build connection, it works the same across the board. And so our role play is designed to really show people how to build connection quickly and easily. And I don't know if you can see this behind me, but
Yes.
rapport only comes 7% from words. It's from physiology and tonality, right? That's where 55% is physiology, 38% is tonality. We teach people how to mirror and match, how to build rapport, how to focus on asking questions and digging deeper. And those are things that you can do whether you're talking to $1 million person or a $10 million person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's exactly the same. And by the way, I know a lot of agents I train, they're doing $100 million worth of listings off of expireds.
Wow. Yeah. And I know for me, from my experience too, initially when I was a newer agent calling these expireds, when I would see higher price points, it's almost like I got intimidated, but I said, you know what? They're still humans. They're going to talk to me. And worst case scenario, they tell me I'm not interested. But best case scenario, we have a great conversation that leads to an appointment. And
Yes.
I think that's the mindset to have.
And this is the reality. People come in and they're like, well, I should be good at talking to people. And it doesn't matter how great you are at talking to people. You need to be great at talking to people about real estate, knowing how to have real estate conversations. And I was terrified of talking to people. I was terrified of door knocking. I was terrified of picking up a phone and calling people. And it's about pushing yourself past your comfort zones. That's where the mindset training comes. That's where empowering agents on a daily, weekly basis comes from. So we focus on empowering agents to know how to have conversations, how to objection handle. Because by the way, you're going to get the same objections across the board. They may be verbalized slightly different. They're the same objections. And when you know how to handle them, then you know how to consistently get appointments and get listings.
Yeah, absolutely. And with everything that's happening right now in the real estate world, I mean, is there anything that you're changing with your clients that they're coming, whether they're focusing on listings or maybe the buyer's agents that say, you know what, I want to just get more listings? What is the approach that you guys are taking?
Absolutely. So we focus on sellers. When you focus on sellers and building your database with sellers, then you have a pipeline of lead of sellers. And my contention is that 2025 is going to be the best year ever for people to succeed in real estate and take over market share and become listing agents. We're going to see a lot of things shaking up, like in 2008. And in 2008, we saw a ton of realtors come into the market and become really top listing agents. I'll share you one thing that people don't recognize, right? 80% of the homeowners who were sold the property by a buyer's agent are then orphaned by that agent. Meaning you got 80% of people in any farm that don't have an agent. And when you can learn how to talk to them and follow up consistently, then you can build a database full of sellers. And 2025 is going to be the best year for people to be listing agents.
Exactly. And it's so exciting for those that are willing to take action.
Look, it's absolutely exciting. And you have two choices. You're either proactive or reactive, one of the two. And we only teach people how to be proactive and take control of their business and understand their value and know their numbers. And, success in real estate is, we were talking about expireds, right? What people don't realize is success, 1 out of 100 is massive success, right? And if you talk to 100 people a month, it's only 5 people a day working 5 days a week. That's 5 people a day to get one listing a month, which is worth $250,000 to $300,000 in $1 million neighborhood.
Exactly. Yes. No. And so tell me a little bit more of like a typical schedule that you have your agents kind of go through on a daily basis.
Absolutely. So we have them focus on building their CRM the right way, so that then we can start focusing on lead generating and adding people into the database and follow up. So if you're coming to role play consistently, if you're coming to accountability groups where we break down your business into week by week, right? Instead of, I got to talk to 10,000 people this year, it's, I got to talk to 10 people a day. That's it. And when you know your numbers and you keep getting better at your conversations by role playing them, then you become a really confident person within 3 to 6 months versus, most real estate agents aren't comfortable until their 3rd year because they haven't had enough interaction. They haven't had enough conversations in order to really understand how to do the things the right way. Pre-qualify people, act like a professional. The more you treat yourself as a professional, the more others will treat you as a professional. And these are all the things that we focus on that together get you into real momentum.
Yeah. And, as you're explaining and sharing all of this, it kind of just reminds me and takes me back to when I was a newer agent as well. And I think something that's really important for any agent to understand is that you need a coach or you need that person to guide you, because if you don't have it, it'll take the 3 years, just like you mentioned, of you trying to figure things out and get confident.
Yeah. And you don't, this is the thing I try to explain to people is I didn't know what I didn't know when I got into real estate. And usually as a newer agent, it takes you like 6 to 9 months to realize, what's fluff, what's real, where do I need to focus? And I promise you this, my contention is that new agents work their tail off. It's not that they're lazy, they work their tail off. They're just not shown how to do things so they don't get results from it. And who's going to keep doing something when they're not getting results from it?
Yeah. Or they get distracted with all of the different things, the shiny objects, social media, instead of just focusing.
Absolutely. And listen, it's not like I'm opposed to buying leads, but if you're going to buy leads, you better have a great listing presentation, right? We teach them how to build rapport, how to have an incredible listing presentation and follow up so that they can consistently get appointments in business.
Yeah. So as you get new coaching clients, is there one thing that you always see is like a big mistake that they're already doing that you kind of have to have them change? Is there something that stands out?
That is such an amazing, I haven't been asked that yet. And I haven't shared this anywhere yet. This is the reality. Usually the first month that I get them, I'm smashing limiting beliefs. They're coming in with all these limiting beliefs and we call it mind reading, right? They're mind reading well, why would I even door knock that door? They're not going to want to list with me, right? So if you're doing those things, then you're not going to want to go out there and talk to people because you're already setting yourself up for failure. So we smash their limiting beliefs. We start to empower them with positive beliefs. They get into role play where they get comfortable with conversations quickly and easily. And then they get the implementation of starting to see, you go from not being able to talk to anybody to having conversations, to setting appointments, to getting listings. And once you get into that listing formula, then you're ready to get listings every single month.
It all starts with what's in between your ears.
It's 99% mindset. And, I always say that because if you have the right mindset, you're going to develop the right skill set. That's part of your mindset, right? Is I'm going to have the best skill set.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, because you brought up door knocking. Yes. And we've gotten into a time that some agents say, they think door knocking doesn't work or that people don't open the door. So what is your approach?
Here's my phrase. You cannot stop a door knocker from taking over market share in a neighborhood. You can't stop them as long as they're willing to be consistent and they're shown how to do it the right way. I love door knocking. And in 2025, it's going to be massive. First things first, people don't know what to do. They don't know where the market's going, what's happening. They want somebody confident to take control of them and to guide them, right? So when you understand that and you understand how to do that, then you're going to get a tremendous amount of business from it. And the second thing is, who are going to be the sellers in 2025? It's baby boomers. And baby boomers still prefer interpersonal connection, right? They're still old school like me, and they want to communicate and connect with people. So when you're door knocking in 2025 will be the absolute biggest way to build a business. And what I'm saying is you only have to do 25 contacts a week, which is not a lot, just like 3-4 hours a week.
It's very doable. I mean, if you have time, you can knock it out in an afternoon or a morning.
But you just said it, the reason they don't is because people tell them to go do it. They do it. They don't have results. And then they go, that's BS. This doesn't work. Yeah. As opposed to like, no, I wasn't shown how to do it the right way. And when I am, anybody who's a consistent door knocker has a big business.
Exactly. And it's all about staying consistent and doing it time over time, and the results will come.
And that's the goal of the community, right? We call our community Ohana, which means family, right? And the goal of the community is, hey, we're all in the negative energy in general right now. We're all get distracted. We all have life happen to us. But when you have this place, this incubator for success, I like to call it, where you can come regularly, daily, weekly, and get trainings and get energy and get accountability, then you're going to succeed at the highest levels. It just, you have to crave those things. Mm-hmm. And that's what we try to implement with people. Not try, that's what we implement very easily, is the understanding of craving accountability versus fearing accountability.
And that is so necessary in this industry, because many times agents come in thinking, I'm going to be my own business owner, don't have to report to anyone. And if you're not holding yourself accountable or have someone holding you accountable, you can easily just fall off. Next thing you know, you're discouraged. You stop doing what you're supposed to be doing.
That's the par for the course. And by the way, one of the reasons I wanted to launch this company is I stepped down from Compass, Beverly Hills, and Hollywood just to launch this company because I didn't think there was good training for new agents out there, and they weren't getting the support that they need to. And I've always had massive success with new agents, helping them build businesses quickly and easily. It's just a matter of showing them how to do it, and they will attach to it and they will succeed at very high levels.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So tell us, where can agents go and find you, your trainings, your coaching, and anything else you want to share?
Absolutely. So our website is realmomentum.com, and you can go there right now and you can get put on the waiting list. We're going to be launching August 29th. We're going to launch the membership site, and we do trainings all the time. So if they go and they register there, like on the 22nd, I'm going to be doing a training on values, right? How do you understand your values and be able to express it to clients as well is such an important piece as we're moving forward, and people are going to be
Yeah.
more interested in who they're working with, right? That's going to be an important piece. So we do a lot of free trainings, and they can sign up there. They can register for the wait list, and we will be launching in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
And you know, the goal, Loida, is to give them all the tools, right? Action plans, listing presentation. We give them the tools so that they can focus on building connections.
Exactly. That's awesome. So we're going to make sure to also put your link in the description box below. So Ophir, you have dropped so many amazing gems in the past couple of minutes. For everyone that's watching, you might need to rewind and rewatch. Go and follow, you know, Real Momentum, the coaching, the social media. Ophir, thank you so much for doing this interview. Anything else you want to share?
And Vulcan7,
Yeah.
right? Use the tools, spend the money where it's important. That's the thing. And you want to, that's the other thing too. We want to vet anybody that we bring to our agents. We're vetting them. We're going through them so then we can bring it to our agents. And Vulcan7 is a great CRM. And it is so your CRM is your Bible. And I know 9 out of 10 agents, 10 years in the business, don't have a CRM. When you learn how to do it right way from the beginning, it's a cash machine.
Exactly. Yes, I agree. Well, Ophir, thank you so much for doing this
Thank
once
you.
again. I know
Thank
that
you
a lot
for
of
having me.
agents are getting a lot of value out of this. So make sure to check out realmomentum.com. All of the links will be in the description box below. With that being said, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
We appreciate you. Thank you.